Why I entered into this business, actually beforehand I tried many different businesses, but eventually I will fall into this transportation business is because my parents somehow is also in the industry as well. All this why I always wanted to start up my own company, and of course to earn more money. My dad, he runs a bus transportation company, so it just happened that he have a spare bus. Then I decided to take his bus and started to find my own businesses. From there I find that things are doing not bad. There are a lot of response for this industry, so I decided to take the very first step and take all my savings to purchase my very first bus. I started driving the bus myself. Then slowly I started buying more buses and hire drivers to actually drive for me. Then slowly I grew the fleet. During the startup, one of the few challenges was managing drivers for my business. In the past, especially when growing, we have limited drivers. Every driver does matters to me because imagine one driver is down and everything, technically it affects my revenue a lot. For me, all this while, I always treat my drivers very well, regardless bad drivers or good drivers. I always treat drivers with my heart. Whatever I can provide, whatever I can help, I will just do my very best to help them, because I always believe that you treat people well, people will treat you better, that kind of thing. So back then it was different. I mean, I tried to treat them well and everything, but likewise they take things for granted. I was being threatened by a few drivers, like they ask to borrow money and I have to borrow them, otherwise they won't perform the jobs and everything. It's always very difficult to find drivers, especially class 4 with vocational license. So eventually I have to tolerate them, and until one day I decided to sell off one of the buses and actually fire off one driver, and then from there I managed to continue to progress from there. One thing I like about this business is that driving actually gave me a lot of freedom. It's like I can plan my own time and I enjoy driving a lot. One of the reasons why I expand so fast is because I enjoy driving also, in a sense that every time when I pack my buses full of jobs and everything, then I will employ a driver to take over my driver position. Then I'll probably take a break of 1 month to observe the driver and everything. If things are good and everything, then I will progress to purchase another bus for myself so that I'll be able to drive. So it will always be this process. What keeps me running is that every time when driving buses and everything, it's like I always get all the positive feedbacks from customers. And usually when I'm the driver, the customers see, hey, why are you so young? And they will start cracking some jokes and everything, which makes me very happy lah. Like, I love interacting with people. I aim to only have 4 buses and I'll be very happy and contented. But I never thought of like expanding like 5 buses, 10 buses, 20 buses. I never thought of giving myself unnecessary pressure. Whereas for me, if I go with the flow, if there's opportunity, then I expand, it will be more enjoyable lah.